We love you!
Love you too. I don't know if this thing works, but trying to make it work. Good, how yeah, not bad. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna do a little German, yeah. So obviously Tesla's mission is to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy.
Yeah.
So we need to scale dramatically electric vehicles. So what this factory is about is creating high volume, affordable electric cars. And hopefully also battery packs, maybe solar, and but generally the overarching goal is to accelerate the transition to sustainable energy. That's what this whole place is about, and we intend to have a beautiful factory that's in harmony with the surroundings and helps accelerate the world's transition to a sustainable energy future, which is what we all want. And that's why we're building the Model Y, and it's a great car. Obviously, you tried it out. Yeah. So, and there'll be lots of other cars. Lots of interesting products coming from Tesla. Cybertruck. Cybertruck is big. It's big. Cybertruck ist nicht ein kleiner Automobil. It's big. Maybe we should, I don't know, maybe we can get a special, I don't know, permit, or maybe make a smaller one or something. I don't know. We'll try. We'll try to bring it here if possible. Okay. Well, you can certainly, petition the regulators to allow it. We would be glad to bring it here if they would let us do it. Maybe it can be classed as like a special, like a truck or something, I don't know. There might be some way to do it. But if there is, we'll do it. And there'll be other interesting vehicles and products from Tesla that I think are really exciting. So I need to get around to that electric leaf blower that I promised. That would be nice.
What about Tesla bot?
Pardon me?
Tesla bot.
The bot, yes, the bot. We'll see. The bot I think will be interesting to see how that goes. Optimus subprime. That's coming. Yeah, Plaid in Europe should be coming probably next quarter, I think. That'll be cool. Yeah, that sounds about right. Sounds about right. Well, there's going to be a special Crimson, but there's the way that you do the colors, I think, is kind of important. You need to have a multi-layer paint system that's going to be designed into the paint. The paint shop you have to build it in. So it's a very multi-layer paint. It's more than just the color, basically. It's you want dimensionality to the paint, which you can only really get if you have multiple layers. So anyway, more about this stuff. We will obviously do recycling, and the batteries we expect to last a very long time. Ultimately, the materials can be recycled, basically infinitely. So we're expecting to have on the order of 12,000 jobs, maybe more. In fact, I'm a little worried we won't be able to hire enough people, so we really kind of need great talent to come here from all around Europe or anywhere, and help us create the new future. And we will obviously replant many more trees than we removed. Use the minimum amount of water. That has been a big thing. But I think really our factory uses very little water. And then it's just a 30-minute train ride to Berlin. we're actually going to be building a train station where you can literally just, ironically for a car company, you know, it's like, take the train, you know, but you can also take a car, that's fine too. So there's going to be, there's already a train station, but it's just quite small. We're going to build a train station that's right on the property, and you can just get off the train and walk in here if you're living in Berlin, or drive here, whatever you prefer. Exactly, exactly. You can bicycle here. You could get a catapult and a base jump, a parachute. That's my personal favorite. Yeah. And then we're going to have graffiti murals all throughout the factory and on the outside and everything. So I think that's going to be really cool. We've got some of them already. And we're even going to have a beer. Sorry, when's what? Oh, FC, yeah. Well, we need to make sure it's working well in the US, and frankly, FSD Beta is somewhat overfit for California because engineering is mostly in California. So, need to make sure it's working well there, and then it's got to be obviously confirmed that it works well here. Then we've got to prove it to the regulators. So, I mean, I think next year sometime is quite likely. So it's looking good. I think like the FSD can drive me from work to home with 0 interventions. And some of these routes are very complicated. So, you know, I think it's looking very good. So probably, short answer, FSD, which will be beyond beta, I think, it's looking highly likely to be in Europe next year. Yeah. Yeah, it's really quite good. In fact, the tricky thing with the full self-driving is that it can often work so well that you get too complacent, and then it can, you know, maybe not. You get this difficult region where if it's not working that well, you pay attention. But if it's working moderately well, maybe you know. Point is, we need to make it work perfectly, as close to perfectly as possible. Much lower probability of injury than a person across the board, and it's almost there. So I feel really good about it.
Elon,
Yeah.
Elon, are you also DJing tonight?
Sorry?
Are you also DJing tonight?
I'm not DJing, but Boris Brecker is.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Are you dancing tonight?
I think my safety score is, I think it's actually, I don't know, probably pretty good. I haven't looked at it, but I think it's, I don't know, probably okay. I mean, I like techno EDM stuff. It's quite good. I mean, I like a wide range of music, to be clear. So everything from classical to techno to you name it. So yeah. Any other questions from the audience or from elsewhere?
Elon.
Pardon me?
Will you install an R&D department in Grünheide?
Sorry, it's hard to hear, unfortunately. I think there may be some questions that we are gathering.
Gigacasting for Tesla Model 3, please. Here.
All right.
Gigacasting for Tesla Model 3 and possible Plaid.
Plaid does use castings for the corner nodes of the car. And it has always used aluminum castings for the corner nodes of the car, but will not use full body castings. Model Y uses a full body rear casting, and will soon use a full body front casting as well. So it's pretty cool. Cybertruck will actually have an even bigger casting because of the truck bed, so it's going to have like probably an 8,000 ton press or something like that. It's pretty wild. So, hey guys. This is some of the key people. So if you want to ask some questions, maybe introduce yourselves and
I'm Andre, welcome, and I'm responsible for the vehicle manufacturing part of the factory.
The factory tour was great. What do you think about Germany?
I answered that. I mean, obviously, I like Germany. I wouldn't be here otherwise, I mean, actions speak louder than words. And since we're doing this cool thing here, GigaBerlin, Brandenburg, obviously I'm a big fan of Germany, no question. So, I'm really excited about the potential here. And yeah, I think we're gonna have just a great factory, great engineering team, and yeah, and have a good time doing it. So I think it's working out well. Yeah, Dankeschön.
Schon bewerben. My son wants to apply for a job, but only finishes school in February next year. Can he already apply?
Yeah, absolutely. We're definitely going to be looking for a lot of people. So this factory is going to grow and really needs it's like a giant cybernetic collective, so it needs a lot of people. And you definitely apply, or just go on the website and apply for sure. Anytime is fine. Sure.
Production here. When do you expect to start production?
Well, we're aiming to start production in a few months, basically November or December, in terms of, and hopefully deliver our first cars in December. But startup production is kind of the easy part. The hard part is reaching volume production. So production is just incredibly difficult. That's why I say, like, prototypes are easy, production is hard. And so from the point at which we start making cars, it will take longer to reach high volume production than it took to build the factory. It's really difficult.
Where will battery cell come from until the cell factory here in Grünheide is done?
Yeah, so for initial production, will be coming from outside of Europe. So, most likely from Tesla, China. Until we have the cell factory here in operation. But we are aiming to have the cell factory reach volume production by the end of next year, as well as to reach volume production in general for this whole factory by the end of next year. So volume production would be in excess of 5,000 cars per week and hopefully closer to 10,000. And yeah, so, but like I said, it's the beginning of production is not as important. Like, startup production is nice, but volume production is the hard part, and it just takes an immense amount of work. And we're going to need just a lot of talented, hardworking people to get there. It's super difficult. I can't emphasize that enough. Initial production easy, volume production hard, very hard. So.
What are you planning in the future for your location here in Grünheide and for Tesla as a whole?
Well, our overarching goal is to try to replace 1% of the global fleet of vehicles per year. So there's about 2 billion cars and trucks in the world. So we want to try to get to 20 million per year to replace 1% per year. Yeah, I think there's a lot of it, like a lot of interesting car models coming out in the future. The Tesla product roadmap is, I think, extremely compelling. Yeah, so, but we don't want to talk too much about future products, except that I think they're very exciting. Yeah.
Okay. Wie stellt ihr die Energieversorgung für die Fabrik sicher? Werdet ihr zum Beispiel auch Solaranlagen installieren? How will you guarantee energy supply for the factory, and will you, for example, install PV?
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to put PV on the photovoltaics on the roof of the factory, and maybe on the ground as well. So our goal is to have 100% renewable energy for this factory.
Will you also install superchargers at the factory?
No, of course we will. Yes, definitely. Yeah, natürlich.
Will you have a kindergarten for employees?
Man, there's a lot of details here. Yeah, we'll have a kindergarten. We'll certainly take care of people who have families and whatnot. So, yes, I'm sure we'll have kindergarten. A garden for children.
And when will you have solar roof in Germany?
Hopefully next year.
Question: will you invest in further nature protection projects in Brandenburg?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Of course. I mean, yeah.
Can't you make the entire car in one cast?
I mean, it's not it's not impossible, but I'm not sure you'd want to do that, because most of a car, the upper portion of a car is glass, and so it's actually a small amount of metal in the upper portion of the car. Not impossible to cast, but I'm not sure you'd want to. Yeah, exactly. Just cast the doors and just chip them off or something. So. Yeah, it's not impossible, but I think probably unwise. Anyway, I think I'm going to take a couple more questions and then.
What innovations are you most proud of in GigaBerlin Brandenburg?
Well, I think we are going to have the front casting and in volume production. We'll have front casting, the structural battery pack. This makes the car more efficient and in general. We'll also be making I think the most advanced battery cell here, the 4680. The paint shop is also extremely good. It's like, I think, the best paint shop in the world. So there's a lot of great things, and there'll be more to come.
Autos liefern. To which countries will GigaBerlin deliver its cars? Then, as a last question.
Sure. No, I mean, the cars are meant to be delivered anywhere in sort of greater Europe area, so it's just obviously a lot more efficient, better for the environment if we don't put cars on ships and transport them halfway around the world. So it's really, anywhere in greater Europe. So, all right, Dankeschön. Thanks a lot.